and gentlemen, call it order. The May 23rd, 2016 Town of New Milford agenda. Item 1, Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda is public comment. Mr. Bear?
Yes, Peter Francis.
Very good.
Good evening.
Good
I have my Rotary hat on this evening. I just wanted to remind everyone here and the public who may be listening at some point that on Memorial Day, after our parade, we have the Great Housatonic Charity Duck Race. This is our 22nd year, and all the money that we raise by selling tickets for the little yellow ducks that go into the river goes back to our community, many charities that we support. So please tell your friends and neighbors to come on down to the race, and we can sell you a ticket beforehand. Frank will be out of town, but I have plenty of tickets, and they're only $5, and they're great prizes. So I hope to see everybody down at the river after the parade on Monday, May 30th.
Excellent, thank you. Hope you raise a lot of money. Any other public comment, Mr. Bear?
No one else signed up, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. So hearing none, move on to item 3 of the agenda, which is the approval of the prior minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
No, my abstention. Thank you.
Very well. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 4 on the agenda is the mayor's comments, and I don't have much to say tonight, except that I would like to note the passing of Miss Karen Halassi-Kuhn. A couple of weeks ago, I issued a certificate of appreciation to Ms. Kuhn for her service on the Inland Wetlands Commission and the Housing Partnership. Since 1988 to 2016, she had a near perfect attendance at meetings and was a big part of making Indian Fields one of New Milford's affordable housing complexes. I'm told that she passed recently, either today or yesterday.
A couple days
Last night. So I do want to take a moment to just express on behalf of the town council and the town our appreciation for the service that Ms. Halassi-Kuhn had done for the town, and to express my condolences for her family. So thank you to her. Item 5 on the agenda, Parks and Recreation. There is a discussion and possible action to grant the New Milford Parks and Rec to apply for a Dr. Pepper Snapple Keep America Beautiful grant for 16 recycling bins to be used at Lindeming, Youngs Field, Cloud Valley, and the Town Green. Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 6 on the agenda, boards and commissions. There's a discussion and possible action to extend the term of the Library Modernization Committee for a period of 6 months.
Make a motion to extend the term of the Library Modernization Committee,
Okay.
a temporary committee that was created for a period of 6 months for an additional 6-month term.
I second that.
Okay. Any further discussion on the extension of the temporary committee? All right. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And that brings us to item 7 on the agenda, the appointments and reappointments to boards and commissions. In subsection A.
Move the reappointments to the Clean Energy Task Force, Walter Bear, 3/14/2016 to 11/30/2016, William D. Taylor, 3/14/2016 to 11/30/2016, and Doyle Z. Leon, 3/14/2016 to 11/30/2016.
Is it 14 or 13?
313 is how it looks like.
3/14. It's 14.
Okay. All right.
And then, should we just go on?
Sure.
Okay. Move the reappointment to the Northwest Regional Mental Health Board, Linda G. Breen, for 12/1/2015 to 11/30/2017.
Second.
And then the Library Modernization Committee, Catherine A. Francis, 5/26/2016 to 11/30/2016. And I'm just going to read the names, and it's all the same day.
All the same day.
Michael P. Gold, Joyce F. Hermanot, Jennifer Klinger LaCava, John G. Oxton, Joanne R. Chapin, David O. Elmore, Paul G. Partillo, and Jennifer LaPerry for the term 5/26/2016 to 11/30/2016.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the reappointments for any of the three committees, task force? No, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And thank you to everybody that's been serving on the Library Modernization Committee. Thank you, Ms. Francis.
And then on to move the appointment to the Clean Energy Task Force, Gerald J. Monahan, 5/23/2016 to 11/30/2016. 5/23
60, okay, now it's on.
Second.
to 11/30. Yeah, I just gave it the updated. So,
Okay, second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8 on the agenda, tax collector, discussion and possible action regarding May 2016 refunds. Entertain a motion. Looks like the refunds in May are $143.35. Entertain a motion.
Okay, make a motion to approve the May 2016 refunds of the amount of $143.35, and the balance after the refunds will be $7,126.24.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 9 on the agenda, the youth agency in subsection A. I'm actually going to withdraw this. We've looked at it, and we're probably going to look at a deal involving Webster Bank that does our credit card processing anyway. So I'll remove that from the agenda and the authorization to sign a contract and pursue something with Webster Bank. So that's item 9. Item 10, Board of Education. So we have a request from the Board of Education to release $336,240 from the Capital Reserve account for a 750-ton chiller project. And this is upon the favorable recommendation of the Board of Education from their May 10th, 2016 meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the Board of Ed's request of $336,240 released from the Capital Reserve account for the New Milford High School 750-ton chiller project.
Second.
Okay, is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11 on the agenda, Candlewood Lake Authority. This is an appropriation with regard to a prior authorization for them to apply for a grant, an ice grant, to replace their boat that was deemed unlakeworthy. I guess it's unseaworthy, but it's in a lake nautical terms. So they've applied for the grant, but the way that it's been explained is that they need to order the boat first, and then they'll seek reimbursement from the state for the ice grant. The full share is $9,905. The towns of Brookfield and Sherman have already paid in full, and I'm told by the CLA that this is a priority purchase for them, since they need to they need to get out the water with the boating season upon us. So I'd ask for an appropriation with the grant from ICE. It would reduce the town's portion down to, I think it's somewhere in the range of $5,500. So there'll be a balance left over after they get the grant, and we can talk about distributing it back to the town after that.
Okay. Motion to approve request by Candlewood Lake Authority to receive a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $9,905 from the town of New Milford's contingency account, and to make a favorable recommendation to the Board of Finance for approval of said supplemental appropriation. The $9,905 represents New Milford's percentage of the cost of purchasing the patrol boat.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion. Yes, Mr. Mash.
Thank you, Mayor. Taking the 9,905 out of the contingency, we have ample money from now until the end of the fiscal year in case of any issues, right?
No,
Two.
according to Greg, it wouldn't have a significant impact on contingency.
Great.
So, sure.
The balance after the 9905 is removed is 166,030.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good.
We only have 45 days left, so we're in good shape.
I think so. Knock on wood. Yes, Mr. Spansky.
I thought as part of the budgetary process, they had a new capital improvement plan. And so they were going to budget for these expenditures. Do we have any kind of correspondence of what changed?
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What do you mean there were a budget for these expenditures?
The idea was the First Light Candle Lake Authority, when they came, the intent was that was for the first time as part of their budgeting, they were putting together a capital improvement plan for replacement of vessels, replacement of some other stuff, etc. And I guess what I don't understand is that was how we were told they were going to budget. And here we are a couple months later, and now we're being requested for an additional appropriation.
I think this was requested a number of months ago. This is in conjunction with the ICE grant that they had applied for. So this is the full portion that the town would pay for, and then if they got the ICE grant, there would be a remittance back to the town of, I think our percentage would go down to, I think, $5,500. So I don't think it was part of their budgetary process. I think they had a boat that was deemed unseaworthy, and there was an opportunity to apply for the grant, and this is the town's portion if that grant is kind of granted. So that's the way it's being explained
This is
to
the
me.
portion if the grant is given, or if it's not given.
This is the portion if it's not given. If it's granted, we get money back.
Why would we give them money and then get? I don't understand why
They
we're
have to order
acting.
the boat in order to get apply for the grant.
In order to get the grant, they have to order the boat, and
I just didn't see anything in our packet to that effect.
Well, my
Sure.
understanding also is that there's going to be a certain amount of, once they actually take physical ownership of the boat, there's going to be a certain amount of time for the acquisition and fitting of radio equipment, lights, and all the other police-specific items. So it really is kind of a time-sensitive endeavor.
you weren't here when I first explained it, but from what I understand, the idea is that they have to order the boat, and in order to order it, they have to be able to invoice it with the full amount, and then they will submit that invoice back to the state for reimbursement pursuant to the ICE grant. So that's why I'm here asking for the full amount of $9,905, New Milford's share, so that they could order the boats and then seek reimbursement for pursuant to the ICE grant.
So if I were to make a motion, would they be okay with the friendly amendment stating what you just stated?
What's that?
That if the grant is given, that we're refunded
Oh, sure.
whatever the $5,500 is?
That is certainly the intent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any further discussion?
I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
So if the grant is received, then
If when the grant is received, there will be a what do you want to call it? A rebate, a return to New Milford of its proportionate share.
Isn't the proper word if, not when?
Yes. Correct. We do expect it to.
Yeah, but if it doesn't, you,
Sure. That'll be a different discussion.
Proportionate share.
And like I said, Brookfield and Sherman have paid in full. They're waiting on full payment from Danbury and New Fairfield. So, any further discussion with that friendly amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, and I'm sure the CLA thanks you as well. Public Works. There is a request for a supplemental appropriation to transfer $30,000 from the Winter Overtime Teamsters Fund to the Century Brass Professional Services Fund. It's an account to address some of the legal issues that we are dealing with on the litigation involving the prior contractor. So as we're getting into the litigation, but also moving forward with the new demolition contract that was awarded to Costello, We expect to sign that contract this week. It's been suggested that an account be set up to address any kind of legal expenses associated with the litigation, and so that hopefully it does not impede on our ability to go forward with the demolition itself. So like we said, this is money that was left over from the overtime account, and the request is for a transfer into this professional services account. Entertain a motion?
Motion to approve a supplemental appropriation to transfer $30,000 from account 1043010051333 winter overtime Teamsters to account 4304000053005 Century Brass Demolition Professional Services.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Mr. Szymanski?
How much have we spent to date and what do we anticipate spending?
What, the litigation?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I'm not sure myself. I would say that this account was not squarely for legal fees within our legal budget, but for professional consulting fees, which are necessary because we have engineering input in that case.
But now this is requested for legal, right?
Well, actually, it's
Professional services.
it's legally related, but it would be, I believe, invoiced to our firm.
So this is in addition to legal fees, this would be to provide professional support as well as your attorney's fees.
Exactly. It's not for attorney's fees.
No, I know, in addition to the attorney's fees.
And as to your
We have
question, your question, which was how much attorney fees I think have we incurred to date on that case, I can't say offhand. I don't have that information on me, but we can report back to you.
Could you, as well as the idea of what we anticipate the legal and the professional support fees will be?
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Town. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item 13, Mayor's Office. We have a 13A. Mary Jane on.
Okay, motion to accept a donation by Mr. Peter Orensky of 101 Bel Air Drive, New Milford, of 100 New Milford flag pins for the value of $250.
Second.
And if we could send a thank you note.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So we have a second. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. And I will send a note thanking Mr. Orensky for his donation. I love handing out the pins, especially to the kids. They love them. So it's very nice. Item B. This is a request to enter into a contract with KERMA for the LAP and Workers' Compensation Plan. According to what's been proposed by KERMA, they're actually reducing our LAP by 5%, and it would lock us in to a at least or at most 0% increase over 16-17 as well as 17-18. It does not prevent our rate from going down even further than 0%. So as our controls improve, as our liability exposure improves, so too hopefully will our rates with KERMA. Is there a motion?
Motion to authorize David R. Gronbach to enter into a contract for a period of 1 year, July 1st, 2016 to 2017 with KERMA for the LAP and workers' compensation plans as listed below. Do you want me to read the whole rest of it? Or you can pick that up from...
I'll second that.
Items, sub-items 1 and 2.
Correct.
Will be included in there.
Very good. So we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
And we're including Mr. Gregory Bolero. And
Do you want to?
do you want it to?
Do we want to include them, or?
Well, I think that would be up to the town council. I would, if you do want to include them, I would think you should separate consideration.
Right.
You wouldn't want to include both in the
Right.
consideration of both candidates. And of course, under FOIA, you can go into an executive session unless the individual involved states that they would prefer it to be an open session. So they have the ability to, in effect, trump the town council's
Sure.
ability to request to go into executive session to discuss their potential candidacy, which is sort of a wrinkle, but provided they're okay with going into executive session, you're within your discretion to invite them one at a time within your consideration.
Okay. I would invite Mr. Tower, into the session, and do we have the option to invite them if necessary?
Yes, you do.
So we can ask them to leave, and we can ask them to come in if there's any questions. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So moved. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a motion to come out of executive session. Oh, okay. We don't have to make a motion? Okay. So Mary Jane, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay. I'd like to move the mayor's appointment of Mr. Gregory Bolero as interim personnel director through 8/1/2016 and personnel director thereafter.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Yes, Mr. Szymanski.
Just based on a review of the job description, Mr. Bolero's representations to us, as well as his resume, I personally believe that he meets the requirements of the job description and welcome him aboard.
Very good, thank you. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much, Mr. Bolero. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we'll set a start date, for some time in the future. And I'll let the council know about that. Because it's not starting immediately. Through 8/1/2016. Okay. So,
Okay.
item B.
Move the mayor's appointment of Mr. W. Lee Palmer, Jr. as finance director.
Second.
Okay, further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I had my hand raised.
He had his hand up.
Mr. Szymanski?
I will not be voting in favor of this motion. I reviewed the job description. I reviewed the resume provided. I do not feel that working a couple years on municipal budgets, town audits, and municipal bonding is acceptable. It's troubling to me that when he was interim finance director in Hamden, that he was not requested that he serve on a permanent full-time basis afterwards. I found other issues in a quick review online that lead me at this point to not support his appointment, but I respect everyone else's opinions who are supportive.
Fair enough. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
Looks like the,
Hold on.
yeah,
One, okay.
3 opposed. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Mr. Palmer, congratulations and thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor.
Seconds. Anybody?
Sure.
Second?
Someone's second, but someone.
All in favor?
Glasses.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion to adjourn granted. Thank you very much.